Hi, is cross-selling hurting your online eBay sales? I think I have an idea why it's happening. Stick around, it's coming up. Okay, so last night I'm watching a YouTube reseller that sells on eBay, Amazon, and Etsy. And the person states, my eBay sales are dead. I don't know what's going on. I'm selling on all these different platforms and nothing's going on. I'm not making any sales. And they had the eBay blase, field, they had the blues, so to speak. And, I was reading on my blog, on my Facebook, and, business one, I have two Facebooks, one for personal and one for business. And on the business Facebook, somebody was complaining about sales too. And I think lately I've been hearing a lot of it coming in and out from different sources about their sales are not doing good and they're not making no money. And one person saying, I think I'm heading back to a 9-to-5 job. And, it's getting to a point where even myself, I feel like pointing in that direction. But as I always tell people in my videos, that I don't want to be a quitter. I'm more of an optimist than a pessimist, but sometimes you might think in the videos I make I sound like a pessimist, but I'm not really. Folks, I tell it like it is. Okay, I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't see life through rose-tinted glasses, so to speak. I don't make up these stories. When I do the reseller news, I get the facts right from the websites. I don't just sit here and conjuring up ideas and just these thoughts, to just make videos. As much as I love making videos, I love to share the information with people, and I hope you get something out of them. And that's what I'm making this video all about too. I'm now, a lot of people may beg to differ, like what I'm about to tell you or show you in the video. You may say, well, I don't think that's true what you're saying, or you might disagree with me on all of it. But I think there is some validity into it to some point. And I hope you guys will stick around to just hear me out. If you want to cut it off after a minute or two, you're not interested in it, that's fine. Okay? If you're not an online seller that sells on eBay or whatever, right now this is basically, because I sell exclusively right now on eBay and Bonanza, which is another story, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But if it's not for you, then you might want to tune this video off then. I mean, I normally don't say that to people, but if you're not interested, if you're not an online seller, you might not want to watch this video. It's not for you then. And as much as I love to have subscribers, and as much as I'd love to, build my subscriber base up and, get more viewing and stuff like that, I have to be upfront and honest with you guys. This is for basically online sellers. So if it's not for you, then you might want to tune it out. I'm sorry to put it bluntly like that, but I have to be upfront and honest. That's what it's all about. I don't want to waste your time, because people could waste a lot of other people's time by making videos that make no sense whatsoever. But anyway, I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to explain some stuff. I'm going to bump out of this window, and I'm going to go into, I have other browsers that I have that opened up, and you're probably saying, well, what's with all the different browsers? I find that in some cases that when you do searches through different browsers, you will get different search results, and your item may come in it. You might see your item displayed within those browsers, or you may not. And that's what's happening with some of the browsers I use. I use, I think, 4 different ones. I use Chrome, I use Opera, I use Edge, and Internet Explorer. And you might say, well, why would you use all those different browsers? Why don't you just stick with one? I like, because you know what, folks, and this is the truth. Different browsers have, in some cases, little things, they might be little, that have different functionalities to them. Okay, I found that a couple of times. I was trying to, now I don't know, maybe it's my computer, the way it's set up, but I find that I cannot do updates when I'm updating my eBay listings. I cannot update using Firefox. Oh, that's what I have to say, Firefox is the one I use. I can't update in Firefox. For me, I don't know what it is. Maybe there's something fluky with my computer, but every time I try to update, add to the description or add a picture or do some kind of modification to the listing, I cannot do it through Firefox. Now people say, well, I use Firefox and I have no problem with it. Then maybe it's my computer. I don't know. All I know is when I had that problem, I go to Chrome, and that is eBay's, a number one, I think, browser is Chrome. As far as I read about them a while back, they use that. I think that their operating system or their algorithms, whatever it may be, work better on Chrome. So when I do use Chrome to update my listings in eBay, I have no problem with it. But if I try to Firefox, it doesn't work. Anyway, enough with that. Let's get into it. Okay. All right, I'm going to bump out of here. Now, I'm going to move on the bottom here. You're going to see I have a lot of different ones. You have the Chrome. I'm going to put my glasses on, folks. I'm sorry. I got the Opera right here, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Chrome, and Internet. And the other, I got Edge and an Internet Explorer here. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering, what's with all the browsers? What is this guy getting at? I just want to show you something really quick. Hopefully, you might get the drift. You might say, well, it doesn't really mean nothing to me. Whatever. Okay, I picked this particular item out of just random. It's got 4 page views on it, and it has 2 watches on there. Okay, now when you go over here, all right, now you're looking. This is I'm logged in, as you can see over here. Hi, Richard. All right, it goes under Shop Rjpasini right here for great deals. So when you scroll down, now if I could get it, my computer's going to be bugging out, so bear with me, folks. Okay. You could see here, there is, unless you scroll all the way down on your own listings, you're going to see there is a listing here, or again, advertisement. But right over here at the bottom, if you notice, you have Disney Vinylmation Lot, and so on and so forth. To me, now you might say, yeah, but not everybody is like you. I am very curious by nature, and I always like to research things to the best of my ability. So I'm going to come back to this in a second, but I want to show you something here. I have another window open up. So within eBay, I did a search on it. If I can get this to go, there we go. Very slow, my system. So like I said, of course, I probably got a lot of windows open down here. Okay, now I did a search. I copied it. This is my title. I copied it and pasted it in here. And as you could see, I come in third on the on all the other ones there on the search. Okay, eBay search. Okay, now here's the funny thing. All right, now according to this, it's showing 5 results with this particular thing, but you can see it's a little different in some cases. Well, maybe yes, maybe no. This one's a little different than mine. All right, now here's the thing. Now in my search, I'm searching my own item, right? So I went to search, and I'm gonna click on my item. Okay, now take notice of this, folks. Really quick when it loads up, whenever that is. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't mean to take too much of your time, but I just want to share this with you. It could be a reason why. Okay, so it brings me back here. Okay, it brings me back here, and as you notice, you don't see. Oh, yeah, it's come back. You don't see a bunch of other advertisements right here. I'm talking below it, below the listing. This right here, below the description. All right, you're gonna see this. Okay, and you're going to still see this, so we'll get back to that in a second. All right, now, let's go back over here. I got another window, so to save a little time. Oh, this is what I want to do. Let me go back to this one, folks. That's what I want. That's what I want to show you. It's the most important thing. Okay, so you're seeing I clicked on mine, and I didn't have anything. Now, you click on somebody else's. Okay? Now, watch what happens here. If it happens the way I think. Okay. Now, here's the listing. This is somebody else's listing. It's not mine. Okay? When you click it on through eBay search, it brings you down here. And to me, this is cross-selling. Okay? Now, people get very distracted very easily. Now, I mean, myself, if I'm looking for something, I have a price set in my mind, and I come across this guy here for $7.95. Yeah, plus he's offering standard shipping. I mean, I'm charging shipping on mine as well. Okay? I might look at this and say, I'm not really crazy about this guy's thing for whatever reason. This one, maybe he don't have a box with his. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't come in a box. So for $7.95 for $3.50 shipping, I can go over here for $7.16. All right, you're still paying $3.95, but I'm getting the box with it. So to me, in some cases, this is a distraction, and this most likely is going to drive that particular or potential buyer away from your listing. Let alone you keep clicking. Now some of them are expensive, as you can see. All right, and that's basically it. But you might say, all right, so what's your point? Big deal. So you're telling me that because you know, somebody else has got something there, you know, your listings are there, and you come across somebody else's, it's cross-selling. Okay, now let's go back here again. All right, I'm going to go back to my window. Well, let's go back to this one right here. All right, here's my window. Okay, now you're probably saying, well, you're in yours and I don't. Exactly. eBay is not, you're the seller of this item, right? You're not going to see those listings on your page. Take notice. Do you see it? But if you were to click on mine, you would see all of those other listings on there, cross-selling. Now, let's say again you're a person like me who just happens to stumble across here. More to explore. You click on this, Disney Vinylmation. Okay, so you click that on. If it's going to take me there, okay. It's very slow, folks. I apologize, but hopefully this information will, you know, maybe be helpful to you. Okay, so now you click on that. Now, remember, this is cross-selling. This was on eBay's. Okay, this is eBay's website. I picked this off of. Now they have more. Okay, so you click it on. You say, all right, well, they're more expensive, so chances are, well, not this one. You see, you get a set here, and this one here is a little cheaper, right? Now, you keep going down, and you start seeing some cheaper ones, $3.80. All right, they're not the same exact ones I have, $2.60. You know, you may get a person say, you know what? Maybe I don't want that guy's for $6.99. He's charging $6.99. He's charging $3.99 for you know, for shipping. Plus, you know, I can get it cheaper. And plus, you say, well, he's offering best offer, but I didn't have to make a best offer. I can get something like this for $6, or I can go for this one here for $2 and change and get this guy's. You might not be exactly what you wanted, but let's say you're buying that particular thing for a gift for somebody. And you might say, well, you know, I couldn't get, you know, that was the other one was too much money, so I'll get this one here. But the point I'm getting across, folks, this is cross-selling, okay? And it could distract the buyer. Because, so, you know, the reason I'm saying it, because it happened to me, okay? I had the same exact scenario where I was looking for one thing and I came across somebody else's item, and I said, you know what? I forgot totally all about that person's item that I was actually looking for, and I bought something else. It was a distraction, okay? So that's the point I'm getting across. That's one thing. Now, you do a Google search. Now, here's the funny thing. Here's a Google search, okay? Now, with Google, I typed my message in here again, my same for my, you know, for the title. I clicked it on. Now, here's the very funny thing that was very interesting. They have one over here. Out of here, you get 5 particular ones that showed up on the Google list, top Google list, okay? All right. You got this one for $11.90, $7.95, $6.64, $6.99. Now, this one is mine, and this one is mine. Okay, I got that in another window. But here's the thing. Now you might say, okay, so you should be happy you came up in a search. That's true. Okay, I am happy about that. I did come up in a search engine. But again, you still have other people here. Now, most likely, the rule of thumb is they're going to go with the more cheaper one. I would think. You would think, right? But it doesn't work that way. All right. So we're going to bump out of this window here. I'm going to close this one out because there's no sense of keeping all these windows open. And I'm going to show you a little bit variation in as far as like with search engines with Bing. Now, I don't know if people use Bing. Oh, I got to go back over here, guys. Now you see me here. Let's go back to this one here. Now, this is Microsoft Edge. Okay. Same thing. You don't see any listings here on the bottom. Still got that same information. You may say, well, hopefully people won't catch up on that. Maybe not. I did, but they may not. Okay, so now you go through the same thing. It's the same schmeal, right? You go through it. You click this person on. They're going to have the advertisements in there. You click mine on. All right. Mine. Now, even in the search, in the eBay search engine, you won't see those things listed there. Like, right? Normally you would see it on the bottom, right? You know how it is. And they show you all the other ones because this is my account and this because I'm selling this item. I say, well, that's probably why. Well, yes and no, but all I'm trying to say is if you were to click on go to my listing, do a search and come up to this listing, I bet you dollar for dollar you're going to see the other people down there as well selling. Okay, now here we go with Google. This is on Edge. Okay. Microsoft Edge brings me right back again. Same thing. Okay. I'm still showing up here, which is good. These two are mine, I know that. When you go to Bing and you do the same search, there's my title, you don't show up in there. Okay, I don't. These two people do, and they're both on eBay. Okay, now it says over here, see more shopping results for Disney Detour Series Vinylmation. Now you could click this on. I clicked this one on here, and I was like, Vinylmation Detour eBay. I clicked that one on. That's why it's highlighted like that, the pink, or purple, whatever, like purple. And when you click it on, it brings you to 134 categories. Okay, results. So now if this is the one, now here's mine. Over this one here, I come on to one. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am the sixth one on the bottom. Now the person that came on top is for $9.99. He's top rated, right? But he's got a different theme. I say, well, look, he's selling 3 of them. He's got different ones totally. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just bringing that a point across. Okay. So you see, I'm over here. Like I said again, I'm what, the 4th one, 5th one, or whatever on this one. Okay. Now everybody has, like I said, different browsers have different. This is, I believe, is with Bing, right? No, this is on the eBay search. Okay. With Bing, that's what this is here. They, like I said, you don't see me here. Okay, you don't see me over here either. These are images. Okay, folks, these are images, just to let you know. I don't want you to think, oh, that looks like mine or whatever. I don't know, that's not mine anyway. But these are all images. And of course, you know, I understand, you know, Google's going to do that there. People, you know, they want to, you know, get in, they're all jumping in the bandwagon, so to speak. But I think, in my personal, I'm going to close this one out. I think, in my personal opinion, that's what's also hurting as well for sales. Now let's go back over here to Internet Explorer. If I can get into it here. I'm sorry, guys. Keep seeing me back and forth here. I told you we're going to be moving around a lot. Here is the same thing, right? I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm not going to keep going through all this here. Same thing with this one. Okay, this is Internet Explorer. I'm showing up again, which is a good sign. People say, all right, don't complain. I'm not. Now here, same thing now. This is with Internet Explorer. You don't see, again, you don't see me here. Now this is, I think, these might be a little different, these guys here. I'm not sure if they were on the other ones, but I clicked them out. Okay. This one had me baffled, and I'll tell you why. Now, if you look at mine, see what it says here? Shop Rjpasini for great deals. This is what threw me off. This was on Bing. Okay, there it is right there, Bing. This is what threw me off. Find great deals on eBay. So I clicked it on. Right, Vinylmation Detour eBay. I thought it was my listing that popped up, and apparently not. If this is the one I'm thinking of, the Internet Explorer, which this is, I counted where I was the 34th person listed here, unless it moved up now. I'm not going to count these out now, but I counted it earlier, and I was 34th on the list here. Now you might say, well, it's not really much. Here I am over here. Okay. It's not much, but again, you may get people that might not want to sit there and scroll through these here. You might say, well, it's not really much. I mean, you know, but who knows? You know, I don't know. All I'm saying is I think certain things do affect sales, okay, as far as I'm concerned. Now, this here is the search engine, okay, again, eBay search, I come up top. All right. So with Google, I come over here. I'm in the top here, top 5. Okay, and with the Vinylmation, again, on this one here, I believe the 34th on here. Okay, so let's go into this one here now. This is Firefox. Firefox, same thing. Detour, you got that in there. All right, we go over here. You see I'm over here. I show up on the top here. Okay, we're going to do a Google search. I did it already. I came up again on top 5. I do a Bing. Now, Bing, when I went over here now, this is how I got to that. With Bonanza, I clicked, this is Google, but I went on Bonanza, and this is what came up. All right. Now, I was pretty impressed with that, like I said, with those you know, coming up in the search engine like that on Google, because it did bring me to these two. And this is mine. This is how it came up, Bonanza. Okay. But when I went to, like I said, when I went to, you know, the Google search, I came up in here, and all right, so they picked up Bonanza. Now, even with this here, as cheap as it may be, it's still not getting anything, as you can see. All right. So the other thing is, I think the last one is Google Chrome, which I'm on right now. Same thing, window, the series, and the Google search. I showed up over here, okay, again. But the point I was trying to get across is, folks, I just want to back out of this here, is that with the cross-selling, folks, I think that's why it's hurting a lot of sales. I mean, you might say, well, maybe it's hurting your sales. But the point I'm getting across is, by you listening, so I don't pay for promoted listings. I don't know how many of you guys out there use promoted listings. I don't use them, okay? And the reason why I don't use them is because my fees for eBay every month are more, in some cases, are more than what I'm bringing in. When I was listening to that eBay seller on YouTube last night, I felt bad. I feel bad for them, and I feel bad for me because I'm in the same boat. And it seems to me that as time goes on, and the more and more people join in this big online reseller club, which everybody is welcome to join, it's going to get more and more difficult to, make a substantial income. The other thing is, folks, if you really think about it, because the market is so saturated with whatever items you could think of, you could pick up something that's, I don't know, from the late 1800s and saying, I got this particular item and it's a rare one, I'm the only one. There are people that do have things like that, folks. Far and few. But the point I'm getting across is, it's getting to a point where eBay is such a big open platform. Everybody and their aunt and uncle know about it. I mean, you even hear about it in some movies. Oh, sell it on eBay. I mean, I can't verbatim remember which movies, but I remember somebody saying, oh, you can sell it on eBay. It was in movies, popular movies. I can't remember them though. And it got to a platform. It got to an exploding platform like that where everybody knows it. Okay, but then you got other big players, which is, I think, is still bigger, is Amazon. And the thing I'm trying to get across is, folks, eBay or online sellers, well, let's put it this way, it's like having 1,000 Amazons. They all can't be profitable. You get my drift? They all can't be profitable. And I'm saying this as a seller myself, okay? And I'm not making derogative remarks or statements about anything in particular, anybody or whatever, but, you got to think about this here. As more and more people join this big club, everybody's sharing their information, where they're sourcing. It doesn't matter. Even if you didn't have the internet, it could be word of mouth. The only difference is with the internet, you speed up the process that much more quicker. There's no doubt about it. If we didn't have the internet or whatever, or there wasn't a situation where you could go through social media and stuff like that, and hey, point out this and say, hey, I got this over here. They're having a sale over here, whatever. It would be a different ball game. If it was word of mouth, it'd be different as too, but it wouldn't grow as fast. You know what I'm saying? So if I told my aunts, my uncles, my brother, my sister, oh yeah, I'm doing this particular thing, and it's just word of mouth, or where you're getting your stuff from, but it's in a close-knit family situation where they're not telling the whole world. They may be passing on later on to friends. In other words, what I'm trying to say is it would take that much longer to catch on. Today, you go to thrift stores, and all you do is see people with their cell phones taking pictures. I'm one of them. I will tell you right to boot. I for one is one of those people. Okay, I joined the big club too, just like all of you guys did out there, all you online resellers. I did the same thing. Okay, my story is what brought me here to doing this here, getting into it more, is because back in June of 2016, 1,000 of our jobs went overseas, and I got laid off. So in between looking for jobs and collecting unemployment, I said, let me throw my hat in the ring and let me try it too. Okay, have I been making sales? Yeah. Anything to write home about? No. I wouldn't even disclose what I made in sales for the year and a half I've been doing this here. And it's been a bumpy hill, up and down. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I don't sugarcoat anything. And again, I'm not making fun of people. When I go to these YouTube channels, they got these commercials, kind of these infomercials, when you're clicking on the thing there, you're clicking on a particular seller or a person, a channel you're watching, and you hear all these phenomenal amounts of money. It's like, I just click them off. There's one that comes on, it's always saying you can make $100,000 a month. I'm not mentioning names, you can figure it out for yourself. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not mentioning any names. As soon as I hear that, I click it right off. I click it right off. $100,000 a month? $100,000 a month. 1.2 million a year. Right. Believe that, and I'll tell you another one. I'll say you the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm sorry, folks. I don't buy into all of that. Okay? I'm voicing my own opinion. This is my opinion. I'm entitled to it, and I'm going to speak my piece. And I'm being upfront and honest. I hear a lot of numbers thrown out there. It's like, it's like picking apples off a tree, They're out there. 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, 30,000 a month. Come on. Can everybody really be making all that kind of money every month? And the other thing that really blows my mind is I listen to eBay radio. I like it. I got some pointers from it. But the thing that really cracks me up, folks, is when I hear people, maybe they don't, all right, when they're saying, making the thing I'm going to tell you now, when they're saying that, it's because they probably have a spouse, or either husband or wife, depending who's staying home doing it full time, or they have a lot of money put away to start this business venture. But the part that always drives me crazy is when I hear people saying, I'm quitting my job and I'm doing eBay full time. You're quitting your job and you're going to do eBay full time. I love my job I had. I did. I loved the work I did. I love my job. I was doing eBay part-time as a part-time thing, You pick up a few bucks here and there. It's like hobby money. That's how I look at it. And, like I say to many of my other videos, but if more money is going out than coming in, that's a big problem. I tell you that all the time. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but if you are a new subscriber or somebody that's hearing me, dish this information out, it's true. It's true. And people may agree to disagree, but folks, I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it. My Facebook group, from listening to other YouTube sellers, that sellers, that resellers that have YouTube channels, I'm listening to them. And it's kind of, I'm not saying depressing, but it's a little upsetting when you're not making those sales. And if you're not making, and I also said this on the videos too, and this is on a low ball figure, okay? This is what you call having no bills, really. You got your mortgage is paid off, your car's paid off, your property taxes okay, they're mediocre, and your living expenses, your utilities, stuff like that, can be somewhat doable. But it's getting to a point where if you're not bringing enough in to cover those expenses, you're just your regular living expenses, it's a scary, scary situation. And I think when I hear people saying, I'm quitting my job, I'm doing this full time. Geez, folks, I hope you really thought it out. I really do hope and pray that you sat down there with a pen and paper, or your spouse or whoever, husband or wife, and you really thought it out. Because, that's one thing I try. If you guys could do it, let me know. I typed in on a Google search, not Bing, a Google search, how many people stop selling on eBay because they're not making no business, and I don't really get too much information on it. Now, maybe I'm typing in the wrong thing, maybe I'm keying in the wrong keywords or whatever, but I never really see that there. When I do type it in, it always brings me to sites about how to make money. That's for me. Now, I might be typing the wrong information in, okay? But I really don't see too much about people saying, they may be out there, but I don't really hear of it. Okay, I don't really, every time I try to do a search on it, I don't really hear too many people saying, I'm quitting eBay, I'm giving it up. There may be, I just don't know. If you have a link or anything, if you want to share that information with me, I like to hear about it. I like to, check it out myself. But really, folks, and when you do hear people saying, I'm doing it full time, here's what I like to ask them. Okay, you're going into this business full time. if you're a husband or a wife or whoever, if the wife is going into a full-time, does your husband have a good job to support the household needs? Or if it's a guy that did a role reversal, maybe he got laid off and his wife has got a good job. Maybe she's in a VP somewhere in a big company, whatever. She could carry it and let him fulfill his passion that he always wanted to do. Maybe he wanted to always sell on, maybe he always wanted to sell on eBay. That was one of his dreams. Oh, I want to be a full-time seller on eBay. And that's the other thing that really cracks me up. I love when I hear people saying, do this business and you could have freedom. You could travel all over the world. Like I hear some of these things. I travel all over the world. I come and go as I please. I do what I want. I wake up when I want. I go to the beach. I'm doing this, that, and the other thing. I bought this Maserati, a Ferrari, sitting in my garage over there, whatever. I seen a picture, just to share this with you, it's a YouTube channel. Somebody was talking about, one of these people was sitting there talking about the type of cars, they make a lot of money and stuff like that. They're making all this amount of money. And I don't know, I don't remember exactly what car it was. If it was a Maserati, a Ferrari. But you could see the car was at a dealership. I mean, there's a couple dealerships around here that sell those luxury cars. I mean, those high-end sport cars. There's a couple over here. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in New York, and you could walk into the showroom and your mouth will just drool if you like these type of cars. They have Alfa Romeos, they have Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Silver Shadow Rolls Royces, Bentleys, you name it, they have it. I mean, Aston Martins. I mean, they have cars where you could just sit there and just drool looking at them because they're beautiful cars. They're all running in the prices of between $250,000 to $300,000 and up. Maseratis, folks. With the world of YouTube and with video special effects and stuff like that, you could be in anywhere, any town, USA. I mean, there are states out here in New York, beautiful homes worth tens of millions of dollars. You could just stand in front of those houses and snap a picture and say, I got this doing this. Or I'm driving this brand new Ferrari doing this. I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not saying that by far, and I'm not bashing anybody or making derogative statements. I'm just telling it like it is. Okay? And I'm not, like I said again, and the people that do have it, God bless you, man. You worked for it. You worked hard at it. You got to where you got to be. I'm happy for you, man. Enjoy your life. Okay? I would like to be in a situation like that, but for me right now, that's not the case. People may say, well, hey, that's your tough luck. Well, it is. A lot of things in life are tough luck. We all can't strive for that same particular, we can, but it doesn't mean we're necessarily going to, follow. That's like me telling you, I'm going to be the next Bill Gates of Microsoft. Or I'm going to be the next Jeff Bezos of Amazon. It may never happen. Okay? I might never see it in my lifetime. A lot of people may not. But I'm grateful for the things I do have. That I am. I'm grateful for what I have in life. I'm not complaining. Believe me. Would I like to become successful? Sure. Let me tell you something. I can't speak for other people, but I can tell you this. Back in the day, my dream was to be a merchant heir. Like I wanted to always. I would love to have a department store like Macy's or Sears. Which poor Sears is going out of business. Well, they're closing the stores over here, not going out of business, but they're closing the stores, quite a few of them. I always admire them. Sears, Macy's, Gimbels, all those department stores. I wanted to be a merchant heir. I worked for a company out here on the island that they knew one of the Gimbels, people who started Gimbels, they knew the heir, the family, they knew him. R.H. Mason, I don't know R.H. Mason is. Supposedly, there's an estate out here, it says R.H. Mason. I guess it's his estate, I would think. Well, it says Macy or something like that, but it has a name on here. It may be his estate because he did have the one on 34th Street, as far as I know. I believe that's his estate. I can't swear to it, but that's who I always admired. See, I always liked retailing. But, my situation is I got into the IT field. So I kind of like, when you're in IT, it's a very stressful job for those who have it, for those who work in the field. They know it's a very stressful job. I mean, it's not a job you come home, you say, oh, I'm going to relax with that. You come home, your head would be numbing at night because you're dealing with, well, I was working in mainframe, and we had to do multi-platform systems, and we had to learn all different system commands and stuff like that. And we worked 12 hours on and 4 off. We had 4 days off. And the reason why I gave 4 days off, because if you did that 7 days a week, you'd be burnt. And even with the 4 days off, it was still a stressful job. But that's neither here or there. The thing I'm trying to say is my passion was always for retailing. I got into it when I was selling Christmas greeting cards. I would import them from China, and back then in the 80s. And I had a little catalog business. I had 2 little catalogs. I changed the names. I registered 2 different companies, and I was always into retailing. So I guess maybe that's why you say, well, maybe that's why you're hanging into this here. I'll probably always be doing online selling, whether it's be this platform or my own. I have my own website. I wish I could get that as big as eBay, where I don't have to deal with eBay as far as the selling fees, because I'll be honest with you folks, the selling fees are choking me. And again, like I said again, if you can't even make money to pay for your eBay listing fees, that is really bad. And that's when you better start taking note of what's going on. You might say to yourself, man, either something good happens, or I'm going to end up back on a 9-to-5 job. Because if you, like I said again, folks, if you're not making enough money to cover your eBay fees, that's bad. That's really bad. Seriously. And you might want to re-strategize your monetary thinking there. As much as people may not want it, but you want to survive, and that's the only way you're going to do it. Okay, and that's how I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I'm going to ride this out, as long as I can. But if I see it's not to be too profitable, where I can't make enough of a substantial income, then it's back off to the 9-to-5 again. Am I looking forward to it? Not really, because I do enjoy doing this here. But if you're not making no sales, no money, what are you going to do? Keep tapping into your resources? And again, if you're a person, like there is a couple that I do list on YouTube, again, I'm not mentioning names, the person's wife happens to work and this person happens to stay home doing it full time. But, quote unquote, there's another income coming in. So where this person's not making money on sales, the wife is bringing money home. She's bringing home cooking up the bacon, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? But if you're a person that's just a one solo guy and you're depending on this as your solo income, you're going to be sweating. Believe me, it's scary out there, folks. And don't let my father, God rest his soul, had a saying, and he used to always tell me when I was little, excuse me, believe what you see and only half of what you hear. Please, folks, anytime you come across a business opportunity that seems too good to be true, think about it. When you hear about these people, when they do talk about it, again, I don't mention names because I'm not trying to hurt anybody's business. I'm just telling it like it is. I'm speaking on my own behalf as an individual. People will tell you all these things. And whenever they do show you the people that did make it, how many people are they actually showing you? 3, 4, maybe 5. This person's doing this, this person's doing that. Out of how many people? Is it hundreds? Is it thousands? You really got to think about it. Years ago, if I was in my early teens, when you're a teenager, you think, hey, wow, that's cool. I could do this, I could do that. You're not thinking about things like that. But you hear somebody tell you, you can make $10,000 a month, $30,000 a month, 40, 50, 100,000 a month. Your eyes light up. It's like, wow, could you imagine making 100,000 a month? Wow. I mean, I would be jumping for joy. But I mean, really think about it. And what's the model? How many different companies? It's like taking an old, taking an old item and repackaging it again, giving an old item a new package or something like that, or reinventing an old, reinventing the it's like reinventing a mousetrap. The point I'm trying to get across is, everybody's doing this here. Is everybody making that kind of money like they really state? You know what I'm saying? Be careful. When you hear things of that nature, folks, I would love to hear people's success stories. And I'm not, like I said again, I know if people saying, oh, this guy sounds like a pessimist. I'm not. I tell things as it is, folks. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat this. I tell you many times, those who follow me, and I know my subscription rate's dropping down again. Maybe they don't like the content I put out. Maybe people feel like, this guy, he's boring. I don't like what he talks about. That's fine. You want to stay, you stay. You want to unsubscribe, that's fine. I don't. It doesn't bother me, because either way, I'm still going to do videos. So, whoever watches this video today may say, I like this guy, I'll subscribe to him. I don't like him, I'm not going to subscribe to him. I don't want to hear him again, I don't want to see him, I don't want to hear the name. That's fine, you don't have to. Okay? I'm still going to do videos regardless. But the point I'm trying to get across is I tell it like it is. I don't sugarcoat things. And I, for one, am not a person that's going to sit there and get all hot and heavy over something that can never be. You can't tell me everybody that goes into these programs is making all this phenomenal money. What's that old saying? If it's too good to be true, it probably is. I mean, I would hope, and you know something? For the people that do make it in these type of things, these online businesses, I wish you all the best. I really do. I wish you all the best, and I kudos to you, for taking that plunge, that risk, and investing money. Because I know most likely it might not be a lot of money, but snow nickels bring a fast time, so to speak. So I mean, even if they're charging you a small fee, and you don't get nothing out of it, if you do get a refund back, that's good. But if you get nothing out of it, they still come out ahead of the game. They still made their money, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's one of those things where they say after 30 days or whatever, it's non-refundable, whatever. But however they set their selling policy up with you, that's how it is. But it's the same thing with eBay. eBay don't care, what you put up. I'm not saying don't care what you put up there, but they don't. If you want to list 1,000 items, eBay's not going to say, well, they might have restrictions on certain things, unless you're, I don't know how that works, but let's say you're going to relist 100 items, a couple hundred items. They don't care. List away. For me, it costs me 30 cents every time I pop a listing up there. And then if you put good till canceled, it stays there, and then every month I think it goes over again, and they keep billing you. And I have things on there, on my listings, that have been there, my gosh, for almost over a year already. 16 months. Could you imagine if you were selling everything like that there, and you had a lot of listings that were sitting there for 16 months? How do you survive, folks? I only have, I don't think, maybe 4 or 5 that they say have been there for 16 months. It's a lot. And then they tell you the days. 300 days, 200 days. My gosh. That's crazy. And yet, going back to that YouTube seller, what I found kind of funny, they're talking about how bad their sales are, and the person's saying, well, I still have to keep listing. I got to list. They say you got to keep listing. Hogwash. You keep tying your money up. If you have a little banking account, a business banking account with eBay revenue that you made from them, and it's like throwing a loaf of bread out there and the birds are pecking on it. Eventually that loaf of bread's going to get small. My thing about this, folks, about that idea, that analogy that, oh, well, you got to keep selling to come higher in the search engines. Listen, folks, let's face the facts. Facts are the facts. There is a lot of competition out there, period. Okay? You could sit there and say, like, eBay Radio is going to go on today. It goes on Tuesdays, I believe it. Yeah, 2 o'clock, from 2 to 5 p.m. On Tuesdays on East Coast time, New York. They have people come on there, power sellers, and they talk a little about this, they talk a little about that. They'll answer questions, stuff like that. Okay? Remember, folks, it's eBay Radio. You're not going to hear any derogatory remarks or statements, stuff like that. You may get a person that comes on and voices their opinion, but then later on, it's usually, beaten down, because that's eBay Radio. Okay? I remember one time there was a guy who came on there, and the talk host was getting annoyed with him. And he's saying, it had something to do about the sellers, he was talking about something about the seller, something with the buyers. I mean, to say it was a buyer thing. How come the buyers have the right to do this and the sellers get that? And in other words, going back and forth. They were rebuttaling with each other. And the talk host got a little annoyed and just voiced his opinion. Tried to let the buyer know the ins and outs of it and how you got to deal with it, and, suck up to it, and that's it. And but it is eBay, and they're going to defend it jealously. That's their baby. You don't like their platform, get out. People may tell me the same thing. If you speak against it, get out of it. I'm into it right now. Okay, you guys say, well, what do you got? A little over 300 items listed? Yeah, and what do I do with those items? Let's just say today I decide to close my account and say I'm off eBay, I don't want to deal with it. What am I going to go to? Amazon? Another competitive one? Bonanza is not a bad platform. It's just that you don't get the exposure. Bonanza is nice. I only made 10 sales off of them since I've been there, and I'm top-rated seller. eBay, you have to sell so much to become a top-rated seller in some cases. But it doesn't matter. That top-rated seller stuff doesn't really mean that's too much to me. What do you get, a little discount? It used to be 20, now you get a 10% discount on shipping, whatever. I pay 30 cents for listings, and I'm not going to open a store. That's total crazy. That's lunacy. I'm going to open an eBay store for what? I think the cheapest one is what, $10 a month or whatever it is, or something ridiculous. And I think they got another one that's for $20. I'm going to give eBay more money. I'm not making that much money with the listings I'm doing now, and I'm going to give you money to have a store. And people say, well, the difference between a store and just having a regular selling account, you get more perks with some. What perks? What perks do you get? You get a little discount on your listing fees. You get so many listings. I don't have a store. I get 50 listings free, 50 free listings every now and then. They give you a free 50. I'm going to pay so much money a month to get perks. And then they got their promoted listings. I'm going to pay for that. I told the story once before about it. I was watching another YouTube seller, and I told the story, and the person used promoted listings, and the person said, I noticed with the promoted listings, because he had a lot, and he said with the promoted listings, he noticed he wasn't getting any views or any sales. But the ones that's with the promoted listings. The ones that didn't have the promoted listings, he was getting views and he was getting sales. And you pay a price for that, right? You got to pay for that promoted listings. I'm not sure if it works, how it works if you pay, if the items sell. I'm not sure. I didn't venture into it. Anything that costs a monthly fee when it comes to eBay, I don't want any part of it. Just like if you want to have a bold thing there, you want your thing to stick out bold. What is that? $1, $2, whatever it is. I know they charge you for that. Really? I'm gonna pay $2.30 for one listing to have my thing bold? I don't do it, folks. And I'm telling you right now, guys, people who are into online selling, don't be surprised as time goes on. It's going to get more and more. It's getting already competitive. I mean, I can't do the research. That one little particular item I'm showing you is just one little item. That's it, just one little item I picked out, and I'm not going to go through all that research. I'm just trying to show you, and you might say, well, you showed us a couple of different browsers you use. They all have the same thing, and you're talking about, what was the point you're getting across? The point I'm getting across is, if your item is there and it's being cross, if eBay's doing cross-selling on it, how are you supposed to make sales? People do get distracted. I do. I told you, I was doing that once before. I was looking for something. I had my heart set in it, and I'd seen somebody else's item, and I ended up, the one I was really looking for, I didn't buy because I liked the other person's. It was cheaper, and it was a different type of product, that I liked. So I went on eBay with that intention to get that particular item, and I got diverted because when I seen the other cross-selling items being there, I jumped to them. I forgot about the seller, whose site I really originally went on. I forgot all about him. I said later with that, I'm going to this guy. It happens. And I think that's why sales are the way they are. I have been reducing items like crazy. If I reduce them anymore, it doesn't pay for me to do this anymore, to be honest with you folks. And I'm being upfront and honest. It doesn't pay. Because I keep dropping the prices down so much. What's my profitability going to be? Now today is May 1st. We start a new month. And people may say, well, did you survive last month? Well, yeah, I did, but it's not nothing to write home about. I'm just sharing this information with you guys. For those who like my channel or like what I put out, the content I put out, and you want to subscribe, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. I don't discuss on this channel religion and politics. I don't use profanity. It's a clean content channel, as I always say, or have been saying recently in my videos. So you're not going to see me doing zany antics, talking stupid stuff. I try to be real for the most part, and I tell it like it is. I'm not going to sit here and, conjure up stories just to make a YouTube video. I don't do that. I'm sorry. If people looking for that type of, entertainment, then you're on the wrong channel. And I'm not trying to be, being arrogant in my ways when I said earlier that, if you're not an online seller, then this video might not be for you. You might just want to turn it off or whatever. I'm not saying to be arrogant. I'm being upfront and honest. Listen, folks, my subscription has been going up and down like a yo-yo anyway. If people say, well, it sounds like you're down and out about this. It is what it is. I do these videos. I try to share information with you guys out there. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully you get something out of it. That's when I do the reseller news. I try to share that information with you guys. If you get anything out of it, fine. That's a plus for me. If you don't, then I'm sorry. I mean, then I can understand you unsubscribing to me. You want to unsubscribe. I'm a real guy. I'm a real person. I tell it like it is. I'm not gonna, like I said again, I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna make stories up and just to make videos. Okay? I do like to talk about things. I do enjoy and I do love making videos. And I won't lie to you, if I could make a living out of YouTube, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would get out of eBay altogether. Maybe do it on the side once in a while, but I would do it. I'd probably do it up. I'd give up. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I would if I could make a living out of it. I don't see it happening, but I would be. That's a nice dream, right? Today, making it on YouTube is like hitting a lottery. Many of us out there are small-time creators. We're all out there for the same thing. A lot of people probably I'd love to make this channel grow. I'd love to because we hear about all these other guys and people that YouTube stars that are making all these millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, doing what they love to do. What they say, do what you love to do and the money will follow. I do what I love to do and I'm watching the money follow out the door. That's where it's going, following out of the bank. What works for others ain't going to work for you in some cases. So, like I said again, I'm being real and upfront and honest. And I tell it like it is. And, if there are people out there that have any, comments they want to make about this video or me in general or whatever, or they don't like the content I'm putting out, message me, comment. As long as it's a nice comment, no profanity, cursing, making fun, calling me names, I'll be more than happy to respond to it. If you have intentions like that, you could respond, you could send it out there, and no matter how mean it may be, I will just delete it. I'm not going to get into a cyber war with anybody out there. That's not what I'm about. I don't make videos to get into cyber wars with people. I don't put people down. And if it sounds like I'm contradicting myself when I was telling you about about people offering businesses making all this amount of money, I'm not putting them down. I'm not mentioning names, so you can't say, "Oh, the guy mentioned the company." You may say, "Oh, I know what companies talk about," but it's not coming out of my mouth. I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, this company," or "this company." I'm not mentioning companies. I'm just telling you what I hear, and I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm sure you hear the same things I hear. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, folks. And I just don't want to see people get lured into something that may not happen for them. And that's why I do these videos. I do it because I want to help people. I do want to help and inspire people. Even though it sounds like this video may sound like, doesn't sound like that with this video. But, I'm being upfront and honest. you know, when I seen my sales, you know, it's pitiful. These sales are pitiful. I'll be honest with you. They're pitiful. And I said, there's got to be a reason for it. And I think I might have done this video a while back. I don't know. I mean, I did quite a few videos. But all I know is, it's like someone turned the switch off. No, and I have all my listings outside of one that has best offer. And you might say, well, yeah, well, I check your sold listings out. You're making sales. Give me a break. You call those sales? Do the math. Do the math. Those ain't sales. That's a joke. People may say, well, if you feel that way about it, give it up. Go back to 9 to 5. Because I'm not a quitter. I always say it's easier to quit than to stay in the game. Another saying my father used to have, slow nickels bring in fast times. I don't mind selling on this platform as long as I'm making sales every day. If I look at the total amount of money, you know what I'm talking about, folks. If you're a person that sells multiples, you have a lot of listings, you will see a number that comes up there. If I can make that number every month, I'd be as happy. It's just like that make my day. It'd be like winning the lottery. It's just a number up there, though. And, you know, Seller Hub, it shows you what you made for the month, what you made for the year. It's, you know what I'm saying? Now, if anybody has anything, you know, you want to share a comment in lieu of what I'm saying, then fine. I don't want your whole financial background of what you're doing here. I don't want people coming on this channel or saying, "Oh, I made $50,000 last year. I don't know what you're talking about." Maybe you know, because I heard that one time. I did have one comment from a person. The person wasn't being mean, mind you. They were being upfront and honest, and that's why I respect the person. And I don't know if I took the comment off. I did or I didn't. I don't remember. But all I know is I did respond to that person. And the person was saying, you're selling items that are too cheap. You got to sell items, what did he say? $25 and over, $25 and over. What am I going to do? Start pricing everything at $25? Who's going to buy that and say $25? What am I selling for $25? What am I going to get sell for $25? The stuff you get at thrift stores, I mean, come on, $25? If I pick up a little widget, what am I going to do? Oh, this is sold for $25. Come on. I think this person said that if you could sell items at least $20 or $25 a month, something along that line. And if you could do 5 a day, oh yeah, that's $100 a day. That's what I'm talking about. If you can at least make $100 a day, it might keep your head above water. If you're making this every day, they say goose eggs, whatever, you're sinking, man. You're going down. Month after month, you're going down. Believe me. And I know it sounds like, oh, this guy is definitely a pessimist. I'm just trying to say, again, I'm speaking on my own behalf. And I'm not gonna sit there and sugarcoat it. It is what it is, folks. Take it for what it's worth. I'm not going to get more into this topic. I voiced my opinion. I said what I had to say. If you guys disagree with me, leave me a comment. As long as it's nice, I'll be more than happy to answer it. If it's anything nasty, you won't get a response from me. I'll be upfront and honest with you. I'm not going to respond to it. But again, that's why I do these videos, folks. I do these videos to help. And as much as people may look at this video and say, well, I don't know if this is a helping video or if it's a video to downgrade or put people's dreams down. No, it ain't. It's not down. I'm not making a video to put anybody's dreams down. Believe me, because I'm one that has a dream too. That's why I'm on this video. That's why I'm making this video, and that's why I'm still selling on eBay. So, you know, I don't want to hear anybody saying, well, you know, you sound like you're down and out. You don't want. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. I'm just being upfront and honest. A lot of people go into these type of things blindfolded, and they don't realize later on. You know, you may want these type of people that go to these storage lots, things, whatever, and they buy these storage things, these things with that have like these, you know, like these places where you store your stuff. I don't think of the name. I can't think of the name offhand, but you know, and you buy the whole thing in there. You don't know what you're getting half of the times. But I follow a guy that does that. Sometimes he gets good stuff. Sometimes he gets junk. You know, sometimes he has the stuff he gets, he's got to throw it in the garbage. It's because it's garbage. You know, but I don't go that route. I'd rather just go to a thrift store, check out the stuff they have there, put them up. But you know, the sad thing, folks, is the things I'm putting up, 1,000 other people are probably putting up too. You ever get an item, or you ever do your own research on eBay, look at a specific item and look how many hits it has, how many listings there are? You know, I have on one of my listings, I can't think of what it is. It's on there now. You might see it if you go on my listings. I think it has like 1,200 something people viewed it. Didn't buy, but viewed it. 1,200 something people. Could you imagine looking at this particular item and I lowered the price 3 times and not one offer? I have, if you look at my listings, folks, it's like practically begging for sales. That's how it is. I mean, literally, it's like begging. I don't know what else to say to people. People may say, well, maybe that's your problem. Maybe you're writing too much content. Maybe people don't want to read all that stuff you got there. But it's true. I revise my listings over and over every now and then. It's like, well, maybe this will be an eye catcher. Maybe this will help. Maybe that'll do it. Nothing. It doesn't. It's like a buyer looks at it. It's like, I don't care what this bozo's writing over here. You know, one thing, I bet you I can get a lot of business. That's sales. I bet you I get a lot of business. If I put in my description or made a video or whatever with the link there saying all my items are going to be on eBay are for free, just pay for shipping, I bet you they'd be flying off the shelf. That's the other thing too. People don't want to pay. They want free shipping. You know, I tried that free shipping. eBay has these growth recommendations. That's the other thing I want to touch base with. These growth recommendations, they do nothing for me. I looked at all of those growth recommendations, and when you click on, it says to analyze it. There is not enough data to analyze this item. And that's what's getting. There's not enough data to analyze this item. I don't know how many I had. I think they said about, it was either 11 or 12. All of them had the same information. And then when they do have information about it, right, when they do give a growth recommendation, offer free shipping. Lower your price and offer free shipping. Folks, if I did that, because I don't get stuff cheap at the thrift stores, I will be really hurting. Okay? I don't get stuff cheap. It's not like, I was watching another video, a person who bought a coat for $1.25, sold it for $202. The thrift stores I go to, you ain't getting no coat for $1.25. Okay, not the ones I go to. I've never yet ever seen something that cheap. Never. And I've been doing this over a year, it's going on a year and a half now, whatever. And all the times I went in there, checked out clothing, never seen it go that low. $1.25. Never. And this was a particular item. I forget the name of the item. It was a particular brand made coat. I was like, $1.25. I want to know where they're shopping. Let me go check it out over there. Didn't happen. But I'm telling you one thing. The other hype is, don't fall for all that. You got to keep listening. Got to keep sourcing. Got to keep listening. Got to keep sourcing. Because let me tell you something, folks. You see the stuff I have there that I showed you? That was just the one item. I don't do that much sourcing. I don't. Matter of fact, I'm putting a hold on that, big time. So if those who do follow me, you're not going to see a lot of stuff being sourced. You might see a lot of merchandise. I'm not buying anymore right now. If people give me stuff, they don't want it, because as long as I don't have to spend money for it, I'll take a chance on taking do it that way. But I'm not going to any thrift stores. And they, believe me, they had a lot of sales going on, a lot of 50% sales. I didn't go. I didn't buy anything. I'm not going to. I'm not going to buy with that analogy that the more you keep buying, the more you go higher in a certain. That's, to me, that's a lot of malarkey. And people may beg to differ, and I don't. Hey, that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. I don't believe in it. I tried all that. That's why I'm up at 300 something listings. And it did nothing for me. Nada. Don't tell me about buying and sourcing. Don't tell me about that there. You can't buy with money you don't have. What are you going to do? You're going to drain out your account? Are you doing this business with a credit card? You're gonna exhaust your credit card by listening to that? And you know how many people I heard a person doing that there? You know, eventually it happened. They're giving the stuff back to the Goodwill or to the thrift stores. So they went and bought all that stuff. They had it on there for a long time, couldn't sell it. Now it's getting packed up. This person said, I'm going to take the items and I'm going to pack it up and give it back to the Goodwill. I'm going to donate it. So, all right. So you say, well, okay, if they spent a couple $100, chalk it up as a donation. All right. Well, you did a good thing. Me, I can't do that. If I can't get rid of this stuff, unload it, I will drop the price again to hopefully make a sale. But I can't just give it back to the thrift store again. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, folks. Don't fall for all that hype. You gotta keep sourcing, listing every day, listing. Don't fall for that. I tried it. It's not. I'm being upfront and honest. It didn't do anything for me. And the person that talked in that video I watched yesterday said that they were going to do that. And you only made one sale for a week. And you're going to sit there and you're going to buy more stuff. And what happens? What happens when you put the new stuff there? What happens in the chain? Where does it go? Where does the other stuff go? Does it go down? Is it like two planes that are going to come into the airport? The pilots, they have the landing and camera on hold. One drops 1,000 vertical feet, and then the other guy moves up and he lands, and then the other guy goes down and he lands. Come on. You really believe all that? You really think that's going to really do anything for you? And the way eBay's doing everything? Remember the cross-selling, folks. Whether people believe it or not. Oh, I don't believe in that cross. I don't think that's the case. You don't have to believe it. But as far as I'm concerned, I think a little of that does have something to do with the sales. Because I'm telling you, my sales are flat. They are flat. And I'm just one of probably many. I don't know if there are any other people out there going through the same scenario. But believe me, folks, it's and you know what? The other thing I did in my other video, I talked about, people sit there talking about, it's always excuses. Well, you know, tax time, people have to pay in taxes and stuff like that. They might not have the money to just go out and buy. Or it's the summertime, people are on vacation. You know, people go out vacationing a lot. Near the religious holidays, people are celebrating with their families. Christmas, it's Christmas time, people are shopping, you know, they're not shopping as much or whatever. It's always excuses. There's no excuses for not making no sales. It's just Deadsville. What can I say? I tell it like it is. It's Deadsville out there. Deadsville, USA. Somebody else said that on one of the other channels. Oh, it's Deadsville, USA out there. You know, I can't sell. Not making the money. But yet, eBay will tell you, the radio host, you gotta buy, you gotta source. Yeah. You're buying and sourcing. You know it's making the money. eBay. At the end of the month, eBay don't care what you made in sales. All I know is they want that insertion fee money, final value fees. And believe me, they're going to get it too. Believe me. They're going to get it because they have your account. And they go in there, take it. I see it all the time, every month. When I'm looking at my business account, I said, oh, geez, why did it go down this much this time? Oh, eBay. It is what it is, folks. You know, if you guys think you could do it, you're making a good living out of it. I wish you all the best. Like I said again, I know it might sound like a pessimistic video, but it's not really. It's just a video to enlighten and inspire people to try to help out. Put out the information that I'm trying to be upfront and honest with you guys, and I don't want to see people make mistakes. I only got into this because, like I said, I got laid off from my company, and people might say, well, if you feel that way, go back to the 9 to 5. I don't know yet. I'm trying to stick it out. And even if I do go back, I'll always be doing this. If it becomes a hobby or part-time thing, I'll always do it. I do enjoy online selling. When I do make the sales, I do get very happy. I wish I could get 50 sales, 25 sales a day. I would be happy at it. Because it's something I don't mind doing. I enjoy doing it. I like interacting with people. Well, you don't interact. Well, I interact when I go to the thrift stores. I see the same people there. It's like a little convention. But I do like, corresponding with the buyers. I would like to, give them better deals, but I can't. And the other thing is, in some cases, if I drop the prices so low and I say I'm not getting anything, then I eventually up the prices because I got to offset for the big bill that I had to pay for eBay. So people may say, yeah, but if you up your prices, it's going to even hurt your sales even more. But I'm trying to regroup the money I lost from last month. That's why, it's a formula. I'm trying different angles, and I'm trying to give the message out there to people. And not a fish taking the bait. They're not taking it. So that's the only reason I made this video, because I'm hearing, like I said, on the YouTube channels, some resellers complain that their sales are slow. Then on my Facebook, people are talking about, sales are dead, this, and I say to myself, I have to respond to it. I have to respond to it. I have to. It's my nature. I gotta try to get the word out there. Express myself to people. Whether people want to hear me or not, that's totally up to you. You don't have to listen to this, but I just want to express myself to people. And this is for, like I said, this video is basically pertaining to the online sellers. And I feel bad. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for myself, because we're all in the same boat. I do respond to the people on my Facebook group, on the business one, eBay Top Rate Sellers group. I do respond in most cases. I not all of them, but I do respond to certain ones I find of interest that need to be addressed. I will address to it, But I do respond though, and the same thing with comments. I do respond to comments too. But I don't know what else to tell you guys out there. I really don't. The only takeaway I would say from this video, if you follow it through, is if you're going to go into this business, proceed with caution. Don't overspend. Feel the water, so to speak. Maybe try 10, 15, 20 items, whatever. Work within a budget, and think about your projections going forward. Do you have enough money if you are going to take that plunge, which I wouldn't recommend you quit your day job. That's my personal opinion. Do you have enough money to keep you going for the next 6 months or to a year? And I'm not saying even with that time span between is going to make or break you, or it's going to do anything for you. You don't know in 6 months where you're going to be. You don't know within a year you're going to be. But all I can say is if you have enough money calculated to carry you through those times, and it's slow. If you get to that stage where you're working on your own financial, whatever your situation, however you're working at, you see it's not going anywhere, you might want to take that alternate route, that alternative. And as much as it stinks, because especially when you're doing something, you say, I love doing this, I want to make it go. And I love it too. But at the same time, I want to eat. I got bills to pay. And as much as I love something, if it's not going to do anything for me, what am I going to do? But I'm not saying I'm a quitter. So people say, oh, you're quitting. No, I'm not quitting. You didn't hear me say, you didn't hear me come. And unless I tell you, I'm going to come out outright, flat outright and say I'm quitting. Then you could say, well, he said he's quitting. No. If I have to go back, I said, to a 9-to-5 job, I will do this as a hobby or a part-time venture, but I'll never give it up. I never will quit online selling. Maybe I don't know if I'll be still selling on eBay. I don't know what platform. People say, what platform are you going to sell on? I don't know that part, but I'll never give up on online selling. I would like, to be honest with you, I will be, like I said again, upfront and truthful with you. If I could turn my own website into my own selling thing without having to deal with eBay because of their fees, their listing fees, their final value fees, I would get off them in a heartbeat if I could make my own website grow like that, where people could buy off my website. And then I could probably charge a little cheaper because I have to work those fees. If you're paying $200-300 a month in fees because of relisting again, that's a problem, man. I'm telling you, that's a problem. You better think about it, folks. Seriously. There's a lot of fluff out there about, I'm selling on eBay. You hear all these people want to come on the radio. I'm starting to sell on eBay. I'm so happy I did this. That. Hey, there are people that can make a decent living out of it. But how many are actually doing it? That's the main question. That's the big question there. How many people are actually doing it? Anyway, folks, I'm gonna call it quits on this here for today. Quits on the video, that is. If you got anything out of it and you like what I do, if you enjoy my honesty and my my profound way of saying things, whatever, I would, if you want to leave a comment, fine. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. If you want to leave it a thumbs up, that's even better yet. Either or, it's okay with me. If you're just a person, just happen to hit this channel and hear what this guy, see what this guy's got to say here, and you don't subscribe, that's fine too. I mean, would I love to have you subscribe? Sure. But, after seeing this video, you might not want to subscribe. I don't know. That's totally up to you. But I like I said again, I do these videos to help people out. I like to share information. I also do the reseller news, which I don't know sometimes if people even watch it. I'm debating if I should even keep doing that because I don't know if people even find it informative or not. I mean, like I said, I like doing it to help people. I mean, but if I feel like I'm not getting enough views on it and stuff like that, it's like, what's the purpose of doing it then? Why waste my time? Maybe I just go to do something else. Maybe they want to see more how-to videos or do-it-yourself videos, or maybe people want to do me, hear me talking about maybe evaluating products and stuff like that. Doing stuff along that line. I don't know. I don't know, but it is what it is, folks. But I throw it out there. And I hope you guys find it interesting. I hope that you find the stuff interesting. I say, let me know what you think. I will drop the links below to my services I use to create my website, the hosting. I'm on, like I said, I'm on Pinterest, Instagram, whatever. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, some of you may notice that I did change the banner on the YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel as well, and Twitter. I changed the banner. It's supposed to be the same thing. Is that to try to help sales? No, it's just I'm getting tired of looking at that same picture. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, you want to share it with us, that's fine. I just want to say this in closing. Like that saying goes, there's only so many ways you can cook an egg, right? There's only so many ways to sell on this platform. And you're going to hear a lot of people telling you the same things. How I boost my sales up is I offer best offers, free shipping. I do promoted listings. You're gonna hear the same things over and over again. It becomes like a broken record, That's all I'm leaving you with. You could take that for face value for what it's worth. I'm sure I might be getting response on that if people do follow up and get my drift on that. Because it's the same thing. They all have everybody has a platform. Everybody has this successful selling technique. And 500,000 people are doing it, and that means that means the other half of people are going to be sitting there on their hands not making any sales because everybody is telling everybody how they make these sales. And there's nothing wrong with sharing information, folks, but it's just like, it sounds like a broken record though sometimes. And I know because I tried it myself. I explained, I did my own thing. I told people how I sell and stuff like that, and it's the same thing. It's just another. It's just like, you know, you go 1, 2, 3, and you put the slash in there. That's what it's like. It's the same. It's the same story. There's only so many ways to, like I said, to do certain things. You know, selling. Yeah. The other thing is social media. I heard how many times people, you got to sell off. You got to use Facebook as your business route to sell. You got to go to Pinterest, Snapchat, this, that. Use all the social media to your advantage. That's all great information. But 500 million people are doing the same thing. So, like I said, folks, it's a big online selling club, and there's no restrictions. We're all welcome, and we're all joining it. The only problem is making a sale. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you in the next video. Have a great day now. Bye-bye.